While the Holy Father is also continuing his calls for more accountability regarding clergy sexual abuse. He recently met with the Vatican group charged with protecting minors. EWTN Vatican Bureau Chief Andreas Thonhauser sat down with one of the members of that group earlier today.
We're here right next to St. Peter's with Emer McCarthy, project manager for the Pontifical Commission for the Protection of Minors that has now or will be soon a part of the Congregation for the Doctrine of Faith, which will then be named Dicastery for the Doctrine of Faith. Emer, you're working with survivors, with victims of abuse within the church. Can you tell us a little bit more this new structure? How will this help your work?
Well, I think the Holy Father, when he received us at the end of our plenary a few days ago, in his address outlined how he sees us fitting into the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith and how he sees the work and life of the Commission going forward. He very much underscored the fact that we are an independent commission. We keep our independence. We have our own president. We report directly to the Holy Father. But he also wanted to put us in the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith because he sees the issue of the discipline and the issue of a proactive safeguarding agenda as being complementary. I think that over the last 7 years, this journey that we've been on together with the Holy Father and with the Church Universal in really listening, studying and building policy in development for safeguarding of and the protection of minors in our church has taught us one thing, that the abuse of a person in our church, a child or a vulnerable adult, is not only an attack and a crime on that person, but it's also an attack on our faith. We are a faith that proclaims love, and therefore I think putting us together with this disciplinary section says that we are going to have a proactive agenda in the church in this one area. Another interesting part of that discourse to our members on Friday was that he outlined 3 criteria. He said he wanted us to help ensure that the church was a safe place, a place of healing, and a trustworthy place. And then he also gave us the tools, the instruments that he sees going forward to help us implement these criteria.
So obviously the Holy Father also in the audience that you had with him made clear that this is very close to his heart, very important for him. Would you say that is something that is true for the rest of the church as well?
We are a universal church. We are diverse, and we are in diverse nations, and we are part of diverse cultures. Not every culture is at the same level of understanding or awareness of this issue. Therefore, to say that there is a uniform response and we're all at the same level would be misleading. We know that there are some proactive churches, such as the United States, who are very, very ahead on this game, and there are other churches who are only really arriving now at the table and understanding now what it means to develop a safeguarding policy, what it means to implement it, and all those structures within their national church that actually take care of children or have vulnerable adults within it, and they're then to verify it. We're there to help them. We're there to help them through the departments here at the Roman Curia who are at the service of the local church by working together in a collaborative spirit. So it's not uniform, no, and there is a lot of work to be done still.
Emer, allow me also a personal question. You are engaging with survivors, with victims of abuse. How do you manage to keep your personal faith in humanity, in the church, in faith itself?
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. There are days where it's very, very hard, but I have to say it's the endurance, the pursuit of truth, of the men and women survivors and victims who've had the courage, I mean the unbelievable courage, to come forward against all odds and share their story until we, the church, had to wake up and realize that they are actually our heroes. It's these men and women, the love a lot of them still have for the church, who hold on to their faith, which is still such a central part of their lives. It makes me understand that, in a way, for me, this is God working through them to help us purify our church.
Emer McCarthy, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for your work at the Pontifical Commission for the Protection of Minors.